Um, Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marshall Prosper, and I make videos to help students learn how to study for JAMB. You get? So I started making videos last year because I wrote JAMB last year. I wrote JAMB last year, 2024. I got 311 in JAMB. You get? So I was not admitted that last year. It was very painful. I wrote JAMB. I applied for the University of Lagos, computer engineering, but I was not admitted. So I decided that I'm going to have to write JAM again this year, which is 2025. So when I was writing JAM again this year, I decided that instead of just writing JAM alone, I'm going to use the study methods I used last year that helped me to get 311. I'm going to use it to make videos to also tell people that okay, this is what I used last year, this is what helped me to get 311. And I'm also going to use it this year to score even higher. So I set a goal of scoring 365 over 400 in JAM. Some people might wonder why is it 365. I just put 365 because there's 365 days in a year. And I also saw somebody mention 365 somewhere. So I was like, okay, it makes sense. Let's put 365 as my target score. But I just wanted it to be a high number. That's my own goal there. Then I started making videos to showing people how to prepare for JAM. I was going live. I was going live on TikTok or I was going live on YouTube to solve past questions and do some classes like that: English, mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology. Those were the classes I was focusing more on. So that's what I was doing majority of this year before we now wrote JAM. And when we wrote JAM, majority of us in their life, people that joined their life can testify. Majority of them scored very high. Most of them scored 300 plus. I scored 355 in JAM, and I'm admitted now. I'm with the University of Lagos students, electrical electronics engineering students. So I decided that okay, should I continue what I did this year for next year students? And yes, I'm going to continue that. Instead, I'll be making more videos for everybody to learn how to study for job. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be coming live when I have chance because I'm not going to be that less busy like this year because I'm in students now. So I'm going to try to make out time to come live to solve past questions, to share ideas on how to prepare for JAM and other stuff like that. But now this live specifically, what I want to do is JAM orientation because this orientation is very, very important. I don't want many people to be complaining because of many things that you don't know about. That many people not tell you, just not tell you. Your people in the school not tell you. Like people that have written JAM before, they don't even tell you all these things. And you can go and make mistakes that will prevent you from writing JAM this year. There are many mistakes. There are some mistakes that some of you have made now already. Because I know you have already picked your YX subjects combination. If you have picked your YX subjects combination, some of you have made a mistake already. So that's what this life is all about. This life is going to educate you guys on what you should do and what you should not do. That's what this whole life is about. What you should do and what you should not do. How you should read for JAM, how you can pass for JAM, the subjects you should pick, so universities you should pick, all those things. That's what this life is always going to be about. So I'll try to make the life be short because I don't want to waste anybody's time. So if you know you have any friend that's not in this life, you can share the life to them so they can join. But this is going to be recorded. I'll be posting it on YouTube so anybody can come and join and check it anytime they want. You get. All right, so let's check what I have here. So what is JAMB? JAMB is Joint Admission Matriculation Board. You get. JAMB is just the name of the body that organizes the exam. The exam is called UTME, Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. That's what the main exam is, UTME. So that's what you're writing. You're writing UTME exams. But everybody just call it JAMB. But it's still the same thing. We don't really mind like that. But that's just the main thing to know. JAMB is a 400 by 400. That's the scoring. That's how they score you. Can get 400 over 400. I don't think anybody has gotten 400 over 400 before, but that's how they score you guys. You get 400 over 400. It is 180 questions. It is 180 questions. 60 questions. Everybody does this subject, English, use of English particularly. That one is 60 questions. Then the remaining three subjects are 40 questions. So you are doing four subjects in total. The four subjects in total, the total mark will give you 400. But the total number of questions is 180 questions. Now, how many hours will they give you to write this exam? You'll be given only 2 hours to write the exam. So you need to be very fast. But let me tell you the truth, the time is going to be enough. I've not seen anybody that said the exam was not enough, or they are wasting your time. But if you are serious about what you're doing, the time will be enough. So you don't need to worry. Okay. Um, Miracle centers. There is not like miracle centers in JAM. You will fail. Don't depend on miracle centers. There is not like miracle centers. You will fail. Anybody that tell you that, they're just lying to you. There's no miracle centers that prevented that from happening. So just prepare for the exam. But trust me, you don't need to be scared. The exam is not hard. The exam is not hard. So just prepare. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. What else again? You need to score 300 plus. Now, why do you need to score 300 plus? Because many people are scoring 300 plus. And the way admission work is that admission does not work based on this boy is intelligent. Let's give him admission. I told you guys I scored 311 last year and I did not get admission. It's not about this boy is good, this boy score high. That's not what it means. The way admission is being given is that if a school wants 100 students, they will take the best 100 students that got high scores in JAM that applies to their school and for that course. Let me use my school for example, University of Lagos. My department, electrical electronics engineering. they want, let's say, 150 students for electrical and electronics engineering, but like 1,000 students applied. How will they pick their students? They will look at the top 150 students aggregate. So they'll add your JAMB, your WAEC, and your O-level. Now, mind you, all schools have different methods of doing this. My school, they use your JAMB, your WAEC, and your O-level, which is either WAEC or NECO. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. They use your JAMB, your O-level, and your post-UTME. So your O-level is either your WAEC or NECO. Then your post-UTME is now a separate exam that the school will organize themselves after your UTME exam. Do you understand? But the main point is that they use your aggregate. So that top 100 people, that top 150 people that the students need, the school needs, those are the top 150 they'll pick. Do you get? Those are the top 150 students they'll pick. So you need to score very high in JAMB, not because of you want to be sure that you're intelligent, but you want to show you want to make your scores to be very high as possible, so that your aggregates will be very high, so that you have a better chance of being picked for the course you're applying for. Do you get now? So that's why you need to score high in JAMB. It's not because of vibes, it's not based on vibes. You need to score high, especially if you're applying to a school that's very competitive. University of Lagos, University of Ibadan, Lagos State University, Obafemi Awolowo University, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, University of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Unizik, Unijos, Abuja, all those universities, federal universities mostly, OOU self is part of it, FOA. You need to score very high in JAMB because they have a lot of students that apply to them, and those students have very high scores. So you want them to pick you instead of those students. You need to score very high in JAMB. So it's very, very important. Okay, what else? Now, before you register for JAMB, you need to get your profile code. To get your profile code, you send NIN, then you leave a space and send your NIN number. You send it to 55019 or 66019. This is very, very important. Before you send that profile code, before you get your profile code, I know many of you have made this mistake already. That's why I'm saying this now. Before you get that profile code, ensure you confirm that all your details on your NIN is correct. Because the way that profile code works is that JAMB will use your NIN to generate your biodata. So from your NIN, that's how they'll get your name, that's how they'll get your age, your state of origin, all those information is from your NIN, they'll get it. So ensure that thing is correct already, because if you're looking for admission and your details are not matching, you will not get admission. That's just the truth. So before you get your profile code, go and cross-check before you are registering. Is your name correct? Is it spelled correctly? If your name is John Amaka Chimamanda or John Amaka Femi, and the Femi does not have I, is wide as in the back, that's a mistake. Or your name is John Amaka Femi, but they now put John Femi Amaka, they now arrange it like that. It's also wrong. You have to arrange it correctly, and it has to be spelled correctly. If it's 2L, let it be 2L. Do you understand? Anything that can show that there's a discrepancy in your names, make sure that you fix it before you get your profile code. State of origin as well. Ensure your state of origin is correct. Your state of origin is the state you are from, not the state that you live in. Do you get? When they ask you your state of origin, they're asking for the state you came from, not the state you live in. That's very, very important to note. What else? Your age, very, very important. Your age must be correct because your age is important. You have to be 16 years old for you to be able to write JAMB. If you're not 16, you cannot write JAMB. Unless you want to go under the underage program. If you go under the underage program, you need to score 80% in your JAMB, your post-UTME, your O-level. So it's very hard. But if you want to go that method, you can still do it. But you have to score 80%. You have to score 320 in JAMB minimum. But if you're not up to, that's for you're not up to 16. If you're up to 16, you can score as low as you want. But you score very low, no admission, you get. All right, so what else are we talking about today? Now, I think that's all about. Very good. I like this boy, Mikumola. Very good. So ensure that your details are correct. It's very, very important so that you don't have any issue from that aspect. Cross check many times. When you are sure that your NIN is correct, then you can now send it and get your profile code. When you are going to what are you going to that profile code for? When you are going for your registration, your physical registration in the JAMB center, they will tell you to buy EPIN. You buy JAMB EPIN. When you buy that JAMB EPIN, is that JAMB EPIN and that profile code? That's the two things you use to register for JAMB. It's simple. The JAMB profile code and the JAMB EPIN. The JAMB EPIN is the way you pay the money that JAMB said as the money for the UTMB form. That's where you pay that money to. If you want, I can help you to get the EPIN when they start selling the EPIN. I help you get it. What's the age limit for registration for JAMB? The age limit is 16. You have to be 16. But if you are below 16, you can still register. But you are going to go under the underage program, meaning that you have to score 320 and above in JAMB for you to be able to win admission. Many people went with the underage program this year, and majority of them did not get up to 320. So you have to write JAMB again this year. But if you get up to 320 and you're underage, you can still go to university. But that's not all. You still have to get 80% to your WAEC, NECO, and you still have to get 80% to your post-UTME. So you see that it's very difficult. And I think JAMB still set another exam again for them. And you still have to get 80% to that exam. So it's not easy. I would advise you, if you're not up to 16, just write JAMB next year. That's upper year, sorry. That's 2027. Okay, what else? Mm, I think that's all about JAMB registration. You get your profile code, you get your e-pin, you go to registration. Then now, where do they do JAMB registration? They do JAMB registration as JAMB CBT centers. I think JAMB will release the list of CBT centers that are approved very soon. They'll release that list. So you look for the one that is in your state and is closest to you. You go there, you go and register. That's how they do it. You get. So that's all about JAMB registration. I don't think there's any much thing there. You go with your NIN, you go with your profile code, you go with your e-pin. There's not much things. There's no hard. You just take your picture and they'll take your information. They'll ask you your course you're going for, the school you're going for, and your O level, your Y Connect code. They'll ask you if you have done, if you have written it already. But if you have not written it, you write awaiting results. If you have written it already, you put it for them there. So it's not hard. It's not hard. The registration is not hard. Now the main thing after I register, you're done with your registration. The next thing now is start preparing intensely. Now let me tell you guys one secret. Many people think that for you to score high in JAMB, you need to read 8 hours a day. Or some geniuses it's like 6 hours a day. The truth of the matter is that if you read 3 hours a day or if you read 10 hours a day, there's not much differences. The most important thing is that you read every day. That's the most important thing. It's not about whether you are reading 7 hours or you're reading 10 hours. It does not matter. What matters is that you're reading every single day. Because that reading every single day will help you to be able to build the habit of studying and to help you to remember what you're studying. That's the two most important thing in right? Passing jam. Reading new information and remembering what you're reading. It's very, very important. So you need to read every day, not about even how many hours, even if it's 30 minutes, read every day. Trust me, if you're reading every day, it is more important than how many hours you read. Because one said, can you use only WAEC and JAM to gain admission? Yes. Like for example, University of Lagos State University, they use only JAM and WAEC or JAM and NECO to gain admission. My school uses post UTM as well, but for some schools they can use only JAM and your O level, so you can do that. Can you school in one state and write JAM in another state? Yes, you can. You can be going to school in another state, you can write JAM in another state, but just ensure that you pick the one that is closest to you. That's the most important thing. So you not be late. You get pick the area that is closest to you. Actually, you can even do your registration anywhere. You can do your registration in Lagos and write your exam in Uyo. You can do your registration in, let's say, Ogun State and write your exam in Abia State. It's not matter. When you are registering, they'll ask you that where do you want to write your exam? You do not tell them where you want to write the exam. You can register anywhere, any CBT center, not anywhere, any CBT center. JAM will tell you the CBT center you can register. Can I write JAM when I'm 15 and about to enter 16 in November that same year? No. You can only write JAM if you are going to be 16 by October. I think before this year it was September. Yes. If you're going to be 16 by September, you can write JAM. I don't know whether they'll change it next year, but for this year it was September. Last year it was October, but this year it was September. So if you are 16 by September, you can write JAM. But if you're not going to be 16 by September, you go under the underage program. You have to score 320 in JAM. So you see that it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. So what else are we going to now? We are going to preparation method, right? So now the most important thing you're preparing for your JAM is past questions. Past questions. Let me give you an analogy, for example. If you want to drive a car, will you just enter the car and start driving? That is no. Of course, you will need someone to guide you. But the first thing you actually even do before you even do anything is to watch somebody driving the car. You obviously see someone driving the car before. That's the first thing. Look at how the person is driving the car. Even if someone is teaching you how to drive the car, the person will not just give you first day. You're gonna sit down at the driving wheel and start driving the car. The person will first hold the driving wheel by himself. You'll be sitting down beside him and be watching him. That's how past questions are. Some people have written the exam before you. Many people have written the exam before you. You need to go and look at what they did in their exams. Study those things very well. Learn how JAMB asks questions. Learn the topics JAMB loves the most. So they focus on those topics because JAMB have some topics that they love and they focus on those topics. Learn those topics very well. Those are where your questions will come from. Learn them properly. Do you get? So past questions are your best friend. If you don't have money to buy past questions, use CBT app. See, even if you have money to buy past questions, use CBT apps because CBT apps have a lot of years compared to this thing, compared to physical past questions. So get CBT apps. There are different CBT apps you can go for. I used my school app and which one again? I used my school app and one other app last year and this year. Sorry, I've forgotten. But my school app is very important. This one is one now. This thing is one like Flash Learners. There are multiple different ones. I've forgotten. I'm not really getting it now. But there are many CBT apps. Just use one that is very good and it's going to help you a lot. Past questions are very, very important. Every day, so past question. Every day, so many past questions. See, many people have passed JAM. They not read. It's just past question they were doing. I know some people tell you that JAM does not repeat past questions. That's a lie. What they are expecting is that okay, JAM asks 2 plus 2 is equals to 4 in 2024, and they are expecting JAM to ask 2 plus 2 is equals to 4 in 2025. It's not possible. They have to change the question a bit. But if you have sense, you know that okay, JAM is asking me addition, so let me learn addition. That's how to use past question. Don't be looking for that exact same question that JAM asked them. Look how they ask the question and the topic they ask the question from. That's how you know that JAMB repeats past question. I know when people were telling me that, Prosper, you said I would repeat past question last year, and I did not see any past question I repeated. I was not laughing at them because there's no how they cannot repeat past question. The only thing is that you were expecting that they give you the exact question. They cannot give you the exact question. There are many questions they can form. They might even give you the same question, but they will rephrase it. They might ask you, what is the let's say oxidation state of sulfur in tetrahydrosulfuric acid? And that's what they ask them in 1 year, and the answer is 8. But you, in your own year, they not ask you which of these chemical compounds has the oxidation state of sulfur as 8. You see, that it's the same question, but they rephrased it. That's what JAMB like does. That's how they do. So learn every single question, learn the topic those questions came from. This is how I did my own year. When I do past questions, I do one to 40, for example, and I failed 20. Those 20 I failed, I'll go and start looking for the topic that all those questions came from and start studying those topics. If this question is from organic chemistry, go and study organic chemistry. If this question is from addition in mathematics, go and study addition in mathematics. If this question is in biology, look for that topic in biology and study it. That's how to use past questions. Do you understand? Someone said, do you pay for the past questions while using my school app? Yes, you have to pay. It's not hard at all. It's like, I think I say it's not hard at all. It's not expensive at all. It's like 1K or 1.5. I don't know. It's not that expensive. It's less than 2K. Less than 2K. So it's not expensive. You can pay. It's even cheaper than buying physical past questions. Those that you have to have a phone or laptop or something. Okay. When you are using past questions, also time yourself. It's very important to time yourself. Do you get? Don't just be doing for free and just understand. Time yourself. When you are doing questions, try to start each question under 1 minute. When you just start to do under 1 minute, then you can start reducing it to under 40 seconds, under 30 seconds, and stuff like that. But with timing yourself early. But don't start timing yourself to until 1 month or 2 months to the exam. For now, what you should focus on is learning. Focus on learning as much things as possible. Don't focus on timing yourself or speed now. Speed will come later. When you are getting closer to the exam, you can start focusing on your speed. But let me tell you the truth, the 2 hours is enough. You will get if you don't have it, like if the 2 hours is not enough for you, that means you don't know the question. If you know how to solve the questions, 2 hours is enough. It's not going to waste your time. If you don't know a question, just skip it and go to the next one. Don't worry, I'll make videos on that one. I hope you guys are following me on YouTube. It's very, very important to follow me on YouTube because I used to make long videos on YouTube to tell you guys exactly what you do. On my TikTok and other social media platforms, I used to make short videos. But YouTube, I used to make long videos. I've not made a long video in a while now because of everybody has lost admission. So let me just rest. Next year, I'll continue. Do you understand? Okay, what else are we going on to? What are we going on to? This one is very, very important. Many people don't gain admission because of this one. Let me tell you guys now. Many people don't gain admission because of this one. And that is wrong subject combination. You are going for law. You're going for law and you're doing physics, chemistry, and biology. Is that possible? Or you are going for medicine and you're doing physics, chemistry, and mathematics. This is not possible. You need to do the right subject combination for the course you're going for. It's very, very important. Like, for example, if you're going for any course, go to the university's platform. Go to that university platform. Go and check what is the subject combination for JAMB for this my course I'm going for. What is the JAMB subject combination for engineering? What is the JAMB subject combination for computer science? It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So ensure you do that because it will help you a lot. Right? What else? For Y combination as well. The Y combination is one that's catch people the most because if you make a mistake in Y combination, nobody will talk to you. It is when you want to gain admission, you have right jam already, you have got your high jam score, you're very happy. When you now to gain admission, you not say you don't get admission, you're like, why did I not get admission? And you know even like God, you have the wrong YX subject combination. For example, in my school, if you're going for engineering or computer science, you need further maths. And that's why we don't like further maths in secondary school because further maths is very difficult. You will need further maths. So if you're going for those courses, you need to do further maths in your WAEC. If you're writing WAEC, look for how you do it. If you have not done it in WAEC, put this in NECO. You need to do further maths if you're going for engineering or computer science. So confirm like that in your course and your school. What subject are they doing? Okay, what novel can I read for literature? They will release that. All these literature novels, even for use of English. I think which one do life to the law will use this year. They will release the one you will use, so don't worry. Anything that are releasing like this, I'll be dropping it on the WhatsApp channel. So I hope all of you are on my WhatsApp channel. I'll be dropping it on the WhatsApp channel, so you don't need to worry at all. Just make sure that your JAMB subject combination for your course is correct, and your YX subject combination for your course is very, very correct. It's very important to do that. Okay? Between the CBT apps and the JAMB past questions textbook, which is better? I think the CBT apps are better. The CBT apps are better. I think they are better. Now, like what I said that the most important thing is reading every day, not reading long hours. If you can read 2 hours per day, that's even perfect. 2 hours per day is perfect. 3 hours per day is perfect. If you're reading 6 hours, you're already wasting time because you not remember all those 6 hours again. 2 to 3 hours is very, very okay. That's just the truth. I don't even think I read up to that self. So the most important thing is solving past questions, doing flashcards, trying to make sure that you don't forget what you're reading. It's not about reading many, many different things. All those things you are reading, are you remembering them? That's the most important one. You can read everything now, you know the exam or you don't remember anything you read. That just means you wasted your time. So as you're reading, also ensure you are remembering what you read. And what do you remember? You remember by doing past questions, you remember by doing flashcards. You get. Also, you guys should ensure that you're always joining my live because I'll be joining coming live once in a while, like on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube to solve past questions. So you guys should be joining so that you guys can learn together, we can learn together, do understand. But I don't know how busy I'll be, so I don't know. But you guys should just be joining, sha. It's very, very important. Um what else we want to talk about now? That'll be very helpful for you to know. So I've talked about all the major important ones. I've talked about all the major important ones. About you should ensure your NIN details are correct, ensure your profile code you've gotten it already, you get an e-pin during the registration, your wire service combination, JAMB service combination should be complete and should be on the right one for your course and for your school. Ensure they are correct. What else? What is the major novel I can read? If you are going for English, everybody is doing English. It is life changer. Everybody's doing English is life changer. But for literature, I don't know what it is yet. They've not released it yet. So you have to be wait. You have to wait. They've not released it yet. I don't remember if I'm missing any important information. I don't think I'm missing any important information pertaining to writing JAMB. Like before you write JAMB, I'm not missing any important information. These are the most important things you need to do. You need to read every day. You need to do past questions. You need to do your flashcards. You need to have the right subject combination for your JAMB and for your WAEC. Very, very important. You need to ensure that all your details are correct. Your name is correct. Date of birth is correct. State of origin is correct. State of origin is where you are coming from, where your daddy and mommy is from, not where you are living. Because many people made that mistake. They put state of origin Lagos or Ogun State, but that's where you are living. No, where you are coming from, where your daddy is from. That's your state of origin. Everything should be correct and correctly spelled. Okay, Lekki Headmaster. Wait. Oh, that's true. They've changed. I even forgot. It's Lekki Headmaster. I think it's Lekki Headmaster. Sorry. I'm very sorry. Thank you guys for correcting me. I was thinking it's live check. I also wrote last year. So I used live check last year, but this year it was Lekki Headmaster. I forgot. Thank you guys for correcting me. For use of English, it is Lekki Headmaster, not life changer. I made a mistake in that. Life changer was I think was last year. I used life changer last year, but this year is Lekki Headmaster. Yeah. I forgot. Thank you guys for correcting me. Okay. What else? I want to remember any important thing before you write JAM. That's going to be important for you to know before you write JAM. I'll still tell you guys what you need to do after I've written JAM already. But before you write JAM, there's some things that are important. Let me check. I wrote some of them down. Let's see. Okay. I have a question. Do the underage policy still stand next year, right? Want to help my cause and the pass mark is still 20. Yes. The underage policy still stands. It still stands. If you are underage, you're not going to be 16. Underage means that you're not going to be 16 by September. So if next year you'll be 16 by January, February, you'll be 16 by March, April, May, June, July, August, September, you are fine. But if you're not going to be 16 by September, you're going to be 16 in October or 16 in November, you are underage. That's the JAM policy. So it's very, very important as well. I think that's everything already. That's the most important thing you need to do before you write JAM. So I'll be making more videos on what you should do when you're writing JAM, like how you should you answer your questions. Because I made a video last year. What am I saying last year? See this year now. We have been in 2026. I made a video this year on how you should write your exam, what you should do, which subject you should start from first. But those are not important yet. I'll be making videos about that. Just ensure you are subscribed. You are following me on all my social media platforms. Very, very important. So that you don't miss those videos. That's what I'm going to be doing very soon. I'll be dropping videos on what you should do during your exams and after your exams. But let me just give you a full overview before I start asking. You guys can start asking me questions so I can answer. And that thing again is that on your exam day, you need to come very early. They will give you the location that you go to. They will send the location you are going to go and write your exam. The CBT center you go and do it. You go there, you go and write the exam. You come at the exact time they give you to come. You enter the hall. The exam is 2 hours, 180 questions. You get total mark you can get is 400 over 400. 60 English, 40 of your remaining subjects. So if you had for me now, 40 physics, 40 chemistry, 40 mathematics. When you're done with your exam, you are done, you go. if you not finish on time, it will log you out, but your time still will be saved. You don't have to log out. You can log you out by yourself. Like me, that still log me out because I like to use my own time finish. I used to rush. I'll calm down, use my time. So that's how I do my own thing. So I also advise you guys to, you're writing exams, always calm down, use your time finish. They give you that time for a reason. You don't have to be sure you are very, very intelligent and finish on time. Just chill. You get. It is Leked Master. Or Leked Master. I'm very sorry, guys. It's Leked Master. I've corrected that already. It's Leked Master. All right. That's all for the day you write your exam. When you're done with your exam, few days or weeks later, they'll release the results. You guys, they'll release the results. You see the results. After they release the results, they'll have a JAMB policy meeting. Now, in that JAMB policy meeting, they'll not decide, okay, what should be the cutoff mark for this year? Like for this year now, they did the JAMB policy meeting and they decided that university cutoff marks, I think that was 150. I mean, yes, it was 150 for university cutoff marks. And then polytechnics were lesser. Then college of education was 100, I think. So that's how they would do it again. They'll do policy meeting. Then after the policy meeting, universities will start releasing their admission form. When universities start releasing the admission form, any university you pick as your first choice, yeah, I didn't mention this myself. I'll talk about it now. Any university you pick as your first choice is the university that will give you admission. I know some of you just go to a state university and you're putting a federal university as your second choice. It's a waste of time. If you're going to a state university, put it as your first choice, and then you can put another university, another state university or private university as your second choice. Then third choice is usually polytechnic, and fourth choice is an institution of learning. Don't worry about fourth choice. When you get it, we'll give you first choice, fourth choice, but that one does not really matter. It's only your first choice that will give you admission. If you want to go to Unilag, pick Unilag as first choice. If you want to go to LASU, pick LASU as first choice. If you want to go to 4 year, pick 4 year as first choice. Any university you want to go for, that should be your first choice. Do you understand? So that's one that one about that one. Then after the policy meeting, universities release the admission form. You buy the admission form for your school. You apply for admission. If your school is writing post-UTME, you start paying for your post-UTME. You write your post-UTME exam. You get your aggregate. You release cutoff mark. If you pass the cutoff mark, you get admission. You be a student. You be a fresher like me. Very simple. So that's that about that. I think I've talked about everything that you need to know. I remember something as I was talking. I didn't even let me check what I wrote it down. I just remember something as I was talking. Let me see if I wrote that. So if you have any questions for me now, you can start asking the questions so that I can quickly answer your questions before we now end the live. Because I don't want the live to be too long so that we will not waste our time. I just remember something as I was talking. If you have any questions, you can just drop it so that you can reply. I have something I want to remember. Let me just try. So what I want to remember is that how do you pick your university? How do you pick your course? I know many people, many students like you want to go to university, and when you want to pick your university, you be like your house usually wash plates, usually send you message up and down, always doing one work or another. So you want to go far from your parents, so you have freedom. You want to be free. I don't advise that. I always recommend going to a university that is close to your family or your family members. Either you have a relatives that live close by, or you have family members that live close by. It will help you a lot. Very, very good. So if you are going to university, how you pick your university is first, do they offer your course? That's the most important thing. Do they offer your course you are going for? Don't go for medicine. Don't go to polytechnic. Polytechnic does not offer medicine. Go for a university that offers your medicine. You're going for nursing. You can go for nursing in universities. You can go for nursing in school of nursing. And you can go for nursing in college of nursing. So those are the three places you can go for nursing. You're going for education. You're going for education in polytechnics, universities, or in college of education. So those are the things that will guide you on the university type you can pick. Then after I've figured out, okay, this university have my course. Second thing is, can you afford their school fees? If the university have the course, can you afford their school fees? If you can afford their school fees, that's very, very good as well. Another thing to consider is the university accredited for that course? What does accreditation mean? Accreditation means that the university has been authorized by the NUC, that is the Nigerian University Commission. They are the people that should decide, can this university offer this course? Those are the people that should decide it. So that means that if the course is accredited, that means that those commission have already decided that, okay, this course can be offered by this university. And they also decide the number of people that can offer that course. They can say that, okay, for this university, University of Lagos, you guys can only admit 100 students for medicine. The same that should decide those ones. So confirm that your schools are accredited. It's very important. Most federal schools are accredited for that course they're going for. Usually private schools are not accredited. So that's why I prefer going to federal schools or state universities. So that's another thing to consider. Consider whether you can pay the school fees. Consider how far it is from your house, from your family house, or from your relatives. So that when you are hungry or you have any issues, you can quickly go and meet them. If you are living very far from you, it will be problematic for you. Many people that are living far from their family or family members, have troubles like that. So if you don't want any of that issue, you just go and go somewhere that's closer to you. That's what I recommend you, but you can do what you want at the end of the day. Those are things you need to consider. But does the school have opportunities? Does the school have opportunities? Many schools don't have a lot of opportunities. Go to schools that will give you the stepping stone to have opportunities. Do you understand? If you're going for a course, what's the best place to study that course? There's some universities that course is very, very good in that university. Like University of Lagos now. Computer science is very good in University of Lagos. Data science, cybersecurity, all those courses, they are very good in University of Lagos because University of Lagos is in Lagos. Many of these tech companies are in Lagos. So you have opportunities like that. You're going for medicine. Medicine is very, very good in University of Ibadan. Medicine is very, very good in University of Nigeria Nsukka. Why? Because they have a lot of medical doctors that are professors that are working there. So they have a lot of experiences, and universities are also old and experienced in teaching that course. So you can also check where is the best place I can study my course. Where is the best place I can study my course? So you have the best opportunity possible. And that's thing to consider when you're picking a university again. So now, how to pick a course? You can pick a course based on your passion, what you like. You can pick a course based on how much money you need to make. Because if you're not rich and you need a course that will give you money, pick a course that will earn money from. Do you understand? So you can pick a course based on the career path you want to go into. Maybe you want to study, you want to become a web developer. You want to become a web developer, you have to do either computer science or mathematics or engineering or physics, data science, all those courses, and do a web, you can become a web developer. So there are also that you can choose which course you can go for. And I think that's the main thing. How to pick a course and how to pick a investing. I'll still make more videos about all this stuff. I'm just giving you guys an overview. I'll be making more videos on all this stuff, so you don't have to worry at all. But that's just the main thing I need to tell you guys now. So any questions you have, just drop in the comments and let me try start replying. Is Union accredited to study medicine? Yes, it is. Is it not your NIN you use to generate profile code? Yes, use your NIN to generate profile code. You send NIN space and you put your NIN number and send it to 55019 or 66019. The name on my NIN is correct, but the name on my profile code did not match the one on my NIN. Hmm? That's not possible. If you are using your NIN that is correct to generate your profile code, the information will match. It will match. If it does not match, that means you use the wrong NIN to generate the profile code. Maybe you don't use your own NIN, use somebody else's NIN. So go and confirm very well. Another thing I also forgot to mention is that I didn't even mention this one. Right? I don't know why I didn't remember to mention this one. It's very, very important. When you are generating your profile code, that phone number you use, that's your permanent JAMB phone number. You cannot change it. So use a phone number that even if you lost, you can do welcome back for the number. You can retrieve the SIM. If you use any number to generate your profile code, that will be your permanent JAMB SIM. That will be the SIM you use and do your registration. That will be the SIM you use and get your results. When you check your results, that will be the SIM you use and do your admission. You want to get admission. You give your admission, you have to accept your admission. Is that SIM you use and accept the admission? So any SIM you are picking, if you can even pick your daddy or mommy SIM, and you know that it's there by registered as SIM, your name is there. Pick your daddy or mommy SIM, so that at least if it's in lost, you can just do welcome back for it. And you cannot use a SIM that somebody else have used already. If somebody have used this SIM to generate their own profile code, you cannot use that SIM again. Do you understand? It's very, very important too. I forgot to mention this. It's very, very important. Many people have missed their admission because of they lost their SIM. So don't lose your SIM. Your email too. Use an email that you cannot forget. Email that you have access to. That if you lost this, your phone, so you can retrieve the email. Your email and your SIM, very, very important that you know them. Is it possible to score 100 or 100 in a subject? It is possible, but I've not seen anybody have 100 or 100. Most times it's 99 ICC. I've not seen 100 or 100, but I think it's possible. I've not seen 99. I've not seen 100 or 100. I'm just joining the live now. How do I get my EPIN? And I'm writing JAMB for the second time. Am I using my former EPIN? No. If you're writing JAMB for the second time, you are going to use the former profile code. If you're writing JAMB for the second time, use the former profile code, but you're not using the same EPIN. It's a different EPIN you get. You can either get it at that CBT center you are going to go and register. They should sell it there. Or you can send me a DM when the thing started. When it has started, you can send me a DM. I can help you and get it. But you cannot get it now. Just wait a bit. Yeah, I need my NIN to generate it, but the names are different. You have a problem with Michael. Michael, you have a very, very serious problem because I'm not. Okay, I don't hope you're not misunderstanding me. But I mean, like, this is a very serious problem because your NIN, they must be correct. They have to match with the name of your profile code because if it does not match, you cannot be able to get admission if your details are not like they're not correct. And the thing about all this jam stuff is that if you have a mistake, they cannot correct it. Like they need to do change of name, change of date of birth, change of what they need to do those ones. Any name that is there will be the permanent name. So I will advise you to try and generate your profile code again. Maybe try on that SIM or use the same SIM. Just try and see whether it's going to give you the same thing. And ensure your NIN is correct. Ensure it's correct because it's a very, very big problem. It's a very, very big problem. How do we use past questions and textbooks to effectively study for JAMB? I used to say we should do past questions to see our weak areas before studying textbooks. Okay, let me now explain. This is what I did here. What I did was that me, I know that I was a student before. I was in school, so I've done my SS1, my SS2, and my SS3. Do you understand? So you still have things in your head. So the first thing I did was I started with my past questions. Maybe I open my chemistry past question 2025. I do my 2025 past question for chemistry 1 to 40. I get 20 over 40. That 20 I failed. I was looking for each of the topic one by one and start studying it. And this is also the fastest way of doing it. There are different ways of doing it. Some people method is that they will carry that textbook and start covering the syllabus. You read the syllabus one by one, by one, by one. That's also a good method. I'm not saying you should not cover your syllabus, but that's not the method I used. You can use that method, you can open your textbook, look for the syllabus, cover the syllabus, then go start asking questions from that topic. You can do that method. But I did the reverse. I started with the past question first. I get all the questions I failed. All the questions I failed, I start looking for the topics that they are from. I start studying those topics one by one. That's how I give my own. But another method you can do is that when you have your textbook, look at the syllabus and cover the topic. So, for example, now today you did, let's say you did hydrogen in chemistry. You studied hydrogen today. After you're done studying hydrogen, go to your JAMB remix. There's a past question called JAMB remix. This will arrange the past question, the questions based on topic. My school happens to have it too. You arrange the questions based on topic. So you just start answering questions under that topic alone to solidify your understanding of that topic. So that's the two methods you can use. Either you guys in my own method, I can use the method I'm telling you right now. Okay, so that's just what you should do. I'll be your first name in 99 came back to last name if I could. Maybe that's what happened. Though. Maybe that's what happened. So confirm. Will we be able to download this live video after? Yes, you can. It will be available on my platform here. You can. What is the base cutoff mark for medicine and surgery? Medicine and surgery is a very, very competitive course. So many people want to go for that course in many universities. Any university you go for is very competitive. So depending on the university you're going for, the higher your mark is supposed to be. If you're going to the University of Lagos, your JAMB score must be very, very high. If you're going for LASU, your JAMB score must be very, very high. If you're going for UI, your JAMB score must be very, very high. So depending on the university you're going for, your JAMB score has to be high. If you're going for medicine, I recommend scoring minimum 320. Minimum. If you're going for a federal university, minimum 320 or 300, but just score 320 just to be safe. 320 just to be safe. Because I've seen many people that even score 330, 340 and they don't get admission to medicine. So score 320 minimum to be safe. Have a very good WAEC. Very good WAEC. Writing post UTME, very strong post UTME score. But cut off mark changes every year. So I don't even mention about cut off mark. Cut off mark changes every year. The cut off mark for this year might not be the cut off mark for last year. The cut off mark for last year and this year will not be the cut off mark for next year. It changes depending on how people perform. The way they get cut off mark is how I told you guys before. That if a school needs 150 students, they will take the best 150 students that apply for that course. Then the 150th students, that last students that is the 150, that will be the cut off mark. So that they should do cut off mark. Do you get? Like I've been base cut off mark for medicine is like 320. So I need to know my target and what to aspire for. So there's no cut off mark for medicine. It just depends on how people perform. Do you understand? I say you score 320 because many people score very high in JAM. So you want to be among those people that score high. So your JAM score also give you an edge so you can get admission. Some people might score 300 and will get medicine. Some people score 290 and will get medicine. And also depend on the school you're applying to. So it's very important. What is cut off mark for radiography? Like I said before, cut off mark changes every year. There's no fixed cut off mark for every year. Just score as high as possible. Score if you want to say score 350 safe, 360, just score high. Because the higher you score, the more your chances. This year cut off mark might be 70. Next year cut off mark might be 80. It just depends on how people performed. Like for example, me now, last year, my cutoff mark was my aggregate was 78.1, 78.125. That was my aggregate. And the cutoff mark for that course was 81. Cutoff mark was 81. Now this year, my aggregate was 86, 86.6, I mean 86.8, something like that. And then the cutoff mark this year was now 79, no, 82, I mean 83, 82 or 83. So that's the cutoff mark for this year. So you see, I passed it this year, but last year I passed, and it was higher this year than last year because many people scored higher in JAM this year, and many people that scored higher last year. Do you understand? Score over changes every year. Just score as high as possible. That's the most important thing. Okay, so basically, how do you study English language for JAM exam? Now, English language is the silent killer in JAM. It's a very, very silent killer because many people used to score low in English. Many people score low in English. The best way I studied for English is that I did not ignore English. That's a mistake I made last year. That made me score 311. I did not ignore English this year. I studied English. Even on my life, I used to do English study sessions. I studied English too. I said I must pass English this year. I read like after all my reading, I got 76 in English. I think the highest score in English this year was around 80 or 82. So people don't score high in English, but study it too. English can drag your score down. And some people that score 90, 80 in their exam, but they got 200 and something because of English. English drag their score down. So study English too. English is very important. It's not that hard to study English. English is not, it's hard though, but it's not hard to study. English textbook is very big, it's very small. So study it very well. Study your literature text, make it master. Study it very well. This should be a question from there, like 10 to 20 questions. Study it very, very well. Very important. You can boost your score. So how did I do this? Like I told you guys already now. I have an English textbook. I studied the English textbook. I use my English past questions to know the topics I should focus on. Other adjectives, um, basically figure of speech, rhymes, your literature text. I study those things, and I always do past questions as well. I do past questions online, that is on TikTok, on YouTube. I do past questions online, and I also do past questions alone. So do past questions, study your jam texts, the literature text, and do study your textbook as well. Very important. It's not hard to study English at all. English is very easy to study. So this is 48 minutes in the life now. Let me rest a bit. I've been talking since 48 minutes. So I think that's all. I think that's all. I'm going to end the live here so we will not have too much gibberish in the live so that anybody that join the live later, they can benefit from the live. Do you understand? So let's end the live here. Let's end the live here. Any other questions you have, you can send me a DM. Any questions you have, you can send me a DM. I hope you guys have me on WhatsApp. I will drop my WhatsApp number maybe sometime later. So you guys can send me a DM on my WhatsApp channel. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'll be posting videos here, guys. I'll be posting videos every time. I'm applying for computer engineering, but I live in Kaduna. Do I still have job opportunities like in Lagos? The truth is, yes, you will have job opportunities, but you cannot have job opportunities like Lagos. Lagos has more opportunities. Do you get? Lagos has more. That doesn't mean you will not have opportunities soon. That doesn't mean you're gonna go for another state. You can still go for another state. You can still get jobs. There's no how. But it does not have as much as Lagos. That's just the real difference. But you can still go for Kaduna. It's not bad. I'm just telling you guys as method of picking a university. That doesn't mean that if you go for another university, you will not get jobs. Do you understand? I think that's all. That's all. Let's end the live here. We're at 15 minutes already. Thank you all so much for joining the live. I really, really appreciate you guys. For those of you that don't know, my name is Marshall Prosper. I'm a 100 level student of University of Lagos. I'm studying electrical electronics engineering, and I scored 355 for 400 in JAMB. I want to help you to score that as well. But thank you for watching my videos. I'll be posting more videos to help you guys. And I might not be as active as I was last year, but I'll try my best to be active so that you guys also pass JAMB as well. Thank you all so much. So any other questions you have, just ask me. Just send me DM. I'll answer your questions. I may not answer on time. I know some of you have been complaining that Prosper, you send me a DM. I will not reply on time. I'm very, very sorry. I'm busy, that's why. But I will reply later. I'll surely reply later. Thank you all so much for joining the live. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.